They call me Squirrel.
What's going on here on Look Squirrel Down Under? It's your boy the Squirrel. I am back, and today I want to look at Understanding Australia Day. It is my understanding so far, just from a quick Google search, that January 26th is Australia Day, but I know nothing about this holiday at all. My buddy Brad sent this video over and said, "Hey, you might want to check this out. Australia Day is coming, and you should learn about it." And I said, "Okay, here I am. Let's learn about it, right?" I mean, I know. We have Independence Day over here, which is like our country's celebration day, and I'm assuming it's similar to that. So it's a quick little video, but I wanted to check it out. I want this the whole idea of this channel is to share cultures together and to learn about to learn more about Australia and the culture over there. So without further ado, I'm going to check out this video by Quick View Mini Clips, and that's what Quick View Mini Clips. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see what Australia Day is all about. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are advised this video contains images of people who have died.
Australia Day is one of the biggest national celebrations observed in our country. Many people celebrate the day in different ways and for different reasons, while some don't celebrate it at all. So why is Australia Day so significant, and what does it actually commemorate? To understand Australia Day, we need to go back in history and look at what happened in the year 1770, when Captain James Cook and his crew landed at Botany Bay in Australia, after sailing from their home in Great Britain. After arriving, Captain Cook sailed the east coast of Australia and drew the first map of New South Wales to take home to Britain. This would pave the way for further British interest in the country we know today. 18 years later, in 1788, Captain Arthur Phillip and his crew, who were on board the First Fleet, sailed into Port Jackson. The fleet was made up of 11 ships.
Isn't it amazing how back then, I mean, we're talking nearly 300 years ago at this point, right? 1700s. All right, we're just going to ride up and down the coast and draw a map. Like you had no idea of speed, distance. Like you're on a boat, you know? And then you go back. And then you find your way back again. It's pretty freaking impressive.
Who travelled from Britain to Australia to start a new British colony. On the 26th of January, Captain Arthur Phillip raised the flag of Great Britain at Sydney Cove, marking the beginning of Australia's first British colony. That is why Australia Day occurs on this date every year, and people celebrate it because it marks the beginning of modern Australia.
Same day every year, okay.
However, before Captain Cook or Captain Phillip set foot in Australia, a thriving Indigenous population had already occupied the land for more than 60,000 years. Despite this, the First Fleet took possession of the land and declared it property of Britain. This is why many consider celebrating Australia Day on the 26th of January distasteful. Although that day created a new home and country for many people, it also meant the invasion and mistreatment of Indigenous peoples already living in Australia. Rather than a celebration, Australia Day is seen as a day of mourning for the loss of land, language, culture and family that Indigenous Australians have suffered, and which is still felt today. Because of this, many people refer to this day as Invasion Day, Day of Mourning, or Survival Day. Over time, the reason for celebrating Australia Day has changed. Now, Australia Day is often seen as a celebration of the many great things that make up our country: unique landscapes, cultural diversity, shared traditions, and our friendships and families. It's also seen as a day to commemorate our rich Indigenous cultures. What does Australia Day mean to you?
Well, I mean, I can tell you, up until now, it meant nothing to me because I didn't even know it existed. But now that I know it existed, it's very, very similar to our July 4th. Um, as far as like marking a certain day of the year the country was formed and all that. But it's also close to what we call Columbus Day here. So Columbus Day here is a celebration of the discovery of America. And it's the same thing that happens here that happens in Australia. A lot of people, Columbus Day is such a, like the 4th of July is our big day. That's our independence. But Columbus Day is, I don't know, it's just not a big national holiday. And it's gotten to the point now where most people don't even want to talk about it because it's such a torn country. Our country's cut in half politically, anyways. Half the people, believe one thing, half the people believe the other thing, and that's on every damn subject you can imagine. You talk about it, half the people, are on one side, half on the other. Doesn't matter what it is: politics, abortion, gun control, defunding police, Black Lives Matter, Columbus Day. It's everything we do. We're split half and half. It's so crazy. Um, but people refer to it as Indigenous People Day or Treason Day, Murder Day. I mean, there's a lot of things similar to what this video put out as well. I understand where that where those people are coming from, and where all that you know where the protest side of it comes from. Yeah, Columbus Day here, we go through a lot of the same stuff with people protesting and people. But it's not a big celebrated day though, so it seems like the celebration in your country of tradition of the multicultural of all that kind of stuff is kind of more what we celebrate on the 4th of July. The protesting is more what we put up with on like Columbus Day. We have a lot of protesting on that day, and for the same reasons. So uh, yeah, I mean, interesting little piece. Kind of cool to learn that you guys had. I didn't know you guys had an Australia Day. So happy Australia Day to all you folks. I know it's a little early, but yeah, why not, right? I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks so much for being here and watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I love a lot of you guys. I'm starting to see over on Look Squirrel and over on the other side of Squirrel. So I appreciate you sticking with me as a creator and going to the different channels and checking them out. Guys, take care of yourselves, all right? Any suggestions you have, feel free to email me or put them on the Discord server. I'll be happy to check them out. I'll catch you guys soon. Squirrel out.
Cheese and crackers, crackers and cheese. Cheese and crackers, crackers and cheese.